It's only preseason, but the Chicago Bulls get a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Buzelis leads the way in scoring, and Noa Essengue actually looks pretty damn good. We're going to talk about all the takeaways and more from this game right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content tonight, y'all. And we get to talk about a Bulls win. A Bulls win to start off the season. The Bulls get a win, a comeback win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They end up winning 118-117. The starters didn't play a whole lot in this game. Josh Giddey, for example, didn't play at all in the second half of this game. He finishes with only 3 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals as well in this game. While Josh Giddey didn't score well at all in this game, he did play some pretty solid defense and did some solid facilitating, but the story wasn't about him. When you look at this game, Buzelis had 19 points in 18 minutes, going 7 of 11 from the field. He went 2 of 5 from three-point range. He had 8 rebounds, 1 block, only 2 turnovers in this game for Buzelis, and this is a nice jumping-off spot for Modest, right? We got to see some of him doing more facilitating, more creating his own shot off the dribble as well, and him shooting a solid percentage at 7 for 11 is decent. Now, the competition is different. It is what it is. Take the preseason and everything in it with a grain of salt, both good and bad. You don't want to get too high or too low on preseason one way or another. But for what it's worth and what you're looking at from Buzelis, he played pretty well today. He was aggressive. He didn't back down. He got a block in this game as well, which was his bread and butter last year. One of his best attributes for the Chicago Bulls last season was his ability to block shots. He looked pretty damn good in this game as well. Ayo Dosunmu as well. He played 19 minutes. He had 12 points in this game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist in this game as well. No turnovers at all from him. He did have 1 foul. He had a positive plus-minus of +7. And what you saw from Ayo, he took 6 shots in 19 minutes, and you saw times where Ayo was aggressive on both sides of the ball. And that's going to be important. Like, Ayo's role this season is to be that 6th man. And so what you want him to do in those cases is you want him to do a little bit of everything. And I'll tell you what, Ayo Dosunmu showed a little bit of that 6-man ability. He gave some solid defense at times. He was aggressive on the offensive side of the ball. Those are things that we want to see from Ayo Dosunmu. So for what it's worth, Ayo had himself a pretty good day as well. You got to give him credit for that. I know there's been a lot of Ayo kind of hate around here lately, but, it is what it is. Ayo played pretty damn good in this game. You also got 11 points from Patrick Williams. He played 16 minutes. P. Will was 3 of 3 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. He got to the free throw line 6 times in only 16 minutes with 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and 11 points. I'm not a Patrick Williams guy, and I've said it many times before. I don't have very high expectations for P. Will, but I will tell you this. We did see a more aggressive P. Will today. There were still some of the things that P. Will does, right? But he attacked the closeout today. He went solidly to the rim. He got to the free throw line 6 times. We've talked about how the Bulls don't get to the free throw line very much as a team at all. As a matter of fact, we got to the free throw line 29 times today. But P. Will's another one of those players that, for what it's worth, in the context of this game, he looked pretty decent. You got 10 points from Jevon Carter. He came on late in this game. Jevon's one of the reasons we were able to win this game. He hit a couple of clutch threes for the Chicago Bulls, made some solid passes as well. He had Jevon Carter had 2 assists in this game, 1 steal. So Jevon Carter played some pretty solid minutes. But the game-winning play goes to Dalen Terry on the very last play. With only a few seconds left, Dalen Terry got a block in this game to seal the Bulls' victory. He only had 2 points, but Dalen was very active on the defensive side of the ball as well. And you could definitely tell that Dalen understands this is a time where, his career is on the line. And he's going to try to fight for it, and he's going to try to give what he can. And we'll see what Dalen brings. But we got to also talk about Noa Essengue. Noa Essengue in this game. 13 minutes, all in garbage time, all against kind of G League guys and third string guys, so I want to be clear in that one. But when you watch this game, he only went 2 of 5 from the field. He got to the free throw line 4 times. That was one of his best attributes overseas, is his ability to get to the free throw line, because he's long, he's active, and he doesn't relent. And therefore, he gets to the free throw line a lot. But he had 8 points. He had a positive plus-minus of plus 12, which I believe was second highest to the team that next to Trey Jones. Noa Essengue had 5 rebounds in this game as well. And I feel like he should have had a block. I feel like he didn't get credited for a block, but maybe that's just me. But Noah already showed his activity, and the defense. Noah was active on both sides of the ball. He came in there, and he just tried to give up some consistent defense. And listen, I don't know what the plan is going to be for Noa Essengue. I don't know if he's going to be able to crack the rotation and get into the rotation early in the season. But Noah showed what his bread and butter is going to be in the NBA. And that's being active. That's going after boards. That's attacking closeouts. He even took some threes in this one. He went 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. Noa Essengue was all over the place. And it was balanced. He had 3 offensive rebounds, 2 defensive rebounds. Noa Essengue is a player, man. I tell you what, he's raw. Youngest player in the NBA. But I feel very confident that Noah is going to be an NBA player, and a pretty damn good one, right? The caliber of which we'll have to see as the season goes on and how he plays and those type of things. But I tell you what, for what it's worth, Noa Essenge's looked pretty damn good, man. And I gotta give him credit for the way that Noa Essengue played. Noah played pretty damn good today, and I was glad to see Noa Essengue step up in the way that he did and not back down. He had to wait all the way to get into the game until the garbage time. But for what it's worth, once he got in the game, Noa Essengue scored a bucket at less than 30 seconds after he checked into the game, just by being active. And so that's really good to see that from that. And I'll tell you what, the activity from this team overall: Ayo, active. Dalen Terry was active. Buzelis was active. Ayo Dosunmu was all over the court. Isaac Okoro, in his 18 minutes in this game, he had 11 points as well, going 3 of 7 from the field. He got to the free throw line 4 times. So this is going to be a team that's active. And it seems like this is going to be a team that is going to try to attack the rim a lot more. You can tell Billy Donovan and this coaching staff really coach these guys and let them know they got to get to the rim more, because they got to the rim a lot more consistently today, and I love seeing that from this team. Now, it's preseason basketball, so I want to keep that in the framework and in the mindset of this being just preseason basketball right now. There's still a lot that you still have to show before we can think that this is going to be anything consistent from this team. But with that said, and what they were able and what they had time to show today, it was some positive things to come out of this. The physicality was decent for being a preseason game. I expect them to be more physical once the regular season rolls around, so I'm not going to hold that against them. That all the talk of physicality it wasn't like they were overwhelmingly physical or anything like that. But they didn't back down. There were times where the Cleveland Cavaliers got up to 11 points. The Bulls got the lead right back down. Now it went back up after that, but the Bulls battled back in this game, and they just continue playing hard throughout this entirety of this preseason game. They played hard. They gave effort, and a lot of the guys that we want to see and they're going to be in the rotation this season showed some things. Modest with 19. Okoro with solid defense and 11 points. He went 2 of 6 from the three-point line, so that willingness to take that three-pointer is going to be big for Isaac Okoro. Josh Giddey had 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, only took 4 shots. The offense didn't look great. Just admittedly, it didn't look great from Josh Giddey, the offense, but I think that's going to come around with better rhythm and stuff like that. It's the preseason. It is what it is. Zach Collins. I didn't mention Zach Collins yet. Zach Collins in this game, 7 of 8. In 14 minutes, he had 16 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in this game as well. And there was a period of time where he had 3 assists. Those 3 assists came in like his first 5 minutes in the game. Like, Zach Collins was playing pretty well. Jalen Smith didn't shoot the ball well. He went 0 of 6 from the three-point line, but he had some really solid rim defense today, and he had 8 rebounds today as well. Jalen Smith's rim defense looked really, really good today. And you could tell that Billy Donovan, and he already explained it as well, Billy Donovan said one of the reasons that Jalen Smith fell out of the rotation last season was that Zach Collins brought more rim defense. It seemed like Jalen Smith had an effort that when he was in the paint, when he was in that restricted area, he went after every shot. that came near him. And so, he gave some really good rim protecting moments today. Only had one block, but rim protection isn't just about the number of blocks. It's also about the number of shots that you deterred. And I'll go back and watch the tape, but I feel like Jalen Smith altered a lot of shots near the rim today. And that's really what you want from a guy like that. You don't have to be a 3 blocks per game guy to be a rim protector. And, if Jalen Smith can do that consistently going into the season, I mean, the Bulls, they're not going to be an amazing rim protecting team, but between Modest and Noah and Zach Collins and stuff like that, they can maybe do some stuff. Kevin Huerter went 1 of 7 today, 1 of 3. If we're talking about the battle for the starting small forward, I would say Isaac Okoro came out of this game at least looking like a better option there with the defense and stuff like that. Kevin Huerter didn't shoot the ball all that well at all. He rebounded well, though. He had 3 rebounds, 1 assist in this game, but he had 3 turnovers as well. So we got to get that tightened up for him. Trey Jones. I don't think I've talked about Trey yet. 19 minutes for Trey Jones, 4-5 from the field. He had 4 steals, 2 assists in this game, 1 rebound, and 10 points. He led this team in plus minus at plus 16 tonight, which Trey is going to have a very important role for this Bulls team this season. Being that backup point guard and being that guy that is there to keep the pace that the Bulls play with. And I said this during the live stream during the game, is that the Bulls bench unit looks like it's going to be pretty solid this year with Trey Jones and Ayo Dosunmu and Zach Collins, right? Just those 3 guys alone, they look geared in and ready to play their roles. Then, if Kevin Huerter can be better shooting coming off that bench, P. Will gave some solid defense, some solid minutes today. Dalen Terry gave some really good defense. I tell you what, it may be by committee. I'm not saying that we have the bench mob back, but I do think this Bulls team is going to have a more solid bench than what we've seen in prior years. I think that. So we'll see. Ascension says, hey, Noah was a little upset. He wanted the ball more. I like that. I agree with you. I like the aggression level that Noa Essengue came into this game with, because that we don't need passive people on this game. We need people on this team who are going to want to play, who are going to want to give effort, and that care. And Noa Essengue showed all of that today. He showed that he cared. He showed that he is ready to come in and try to contribute the best way that he can. Do whatever he can do, and let's hope that continues for him. Like, Noa Essengue looked really, really good today in his small stint, in those small minutes. He looked really good. So got to give him credit for that one. Got to give him credit for that. Loved seeing that from him. P. Will is still buns. I can't say that, bro. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. There's going to be a lot of doubt for P. Will. And for me personally, I need to see P. Will do it consistently before I'm going to give him a lot of credit. But P. Will was not buns today. P. Will played pretty damn good today. Pretty damn good. Noah looks big as heck out there. Hey, listen, I know he's listed as 6'9". There's no way Noa Essengue is 6'9". I can tell you that right now. There's no way that Noa Essengue is just 6'9". If Noah's only 6'9", then everybody on this team, like they say Modest is 6'9". Noah looks taller than that. Like, Noah looks big, and he looks like he understands how to use his size out there as well, which can definitely bode well for him. Josh Giddey's ball handling sometimes is annoying. Yes, it can be, for sure. Absolutely. Modest on paper was amazing. I didn't get to watch the game. Who were the brightest points? I think I just kind of went over that. I know you left that a little while ago, Vikram, but I hope I answered that with what I said there. Dalen Terry looks the same, especially trying to do too much. I disagree with that. I think it's easy to say that somebody looks the same because if it doesn't look like a drastic change. But to me, Dalen looked like a player that the game has slowed down some to him. Not a lot, but it does look like it slowed down some to him. And he looked like he is a lot more intentional. There are times where Dalen Terry was just out there moving just to move. It doesn't feel like that anymore to me. Hayes, what if Vooch can gives us 17 points and 12 rebounds a game, and Zach Collins gives us 10 points and 8 rebounds a game? Would you be cool with that for the Chicago Bulls center? I mean, Vooch is probably going to give us 18 and 11 like he always does. It's not about the numbers. It's about the performance. And numbers don't always match performance, right? There are some players that put up 20 points, but they give up 18. So I'm not going to go off numbers. It's about the performance and what they give day in and day out. There's a world in which Zach Collins give us 8 and 8 off the bench, and it's better than giving us 10 and 6. Like there's a version of that, right? So it's more about how they play, when they hit shots, those type of things. It's more about the performance than it is the numbers, at least for me. A whole lot of Bulls says, of course, Bulls fans were massively overreacting in the first half as they struggled to start, with fans seeming to forget these guys haven't played a game in 6 months. Listen, it's going to start off slow. It's going to be some ugliness. It's preseason. But there are going to be Bulls fans, namely probably Matt Peck and Ricky O'Donnell, who are going to say things like, well, the Bulls were down into garbage time. Their Bulls bench outplayed third-string G League guys. You're going to hear some of that. And it is what it is. It comes with the territory. You're going to hear some of it. Modest definitely going to make a jump this season. I mean, listen, it's one preseason game. I'm not ready to say definites off of preseason. Like I said, I'm not going to get too high or too low off the good and bad in preseason. To me, the thing I'm looking at preseason is the process, right? Style, right? That type of thing. Who's standing out in the rotation a little bit? How are players playing off each other? So, Modest scored 19 points in 18 minutes. Great. That's really good. He shot a really good percentage. But let's wait and see how the regular season goes before we say some of that, right? Even though Carter played solidly in preseason, we still don't need Javon Carter minutes. We do not need Javon Carter minutes at all. Noah looked a bit lethargic. Listen, I mean, you saw what you saw. I didn't see that at all to me. I didn't see that at all. He didn't look lethargic at all. It looked like he was kind of timid, but lethargic? No, I didn't see anything lethargic out there. He went after several rebounds that he didn't even get. He went after blocks that he missed or fouled on. He was a very active player. There wasn't a thing that looked lethargic about Noa Essengue to me today. Not a single thing. I'm sorry. I can't get with that one. Lethargic, that's not the right word there. If you said maybe a little awkward, maybe I can give you that. If you talked about the timing being off, I can give you that. But lethargic? No, he ain't look lethargic at all to me. Not to me. You can tell we were missing White. Oh, for sure. You're always gonna miss Kobe White and his scoring out there. Like, that makes the game easier on people. You're gonna miss that for sure. For sure. Our depth going to be our secret weapon? It definitely could be, Deshaun. It definitely could be. We got to see how it's going to go in the regular season, though, before I'm willing to say that. But definitely get where you're getting at there. It looks like Bulls hit back-to-back home runs, drafting Modest and Noah these past 2 years. I mean, I can't say a home run based off one preseason game for Noah, but I do think it does look like Noah's going to be an NBA player. He's going to be an NBA player. Hayes, from what I saw, I feel Patrick Williams is a lot better at defending much bigger and stronger players. It's just my opinion. I mean, maybe that is the case. I mean, and, for what it's worth of us talking about P. Will losing weight and stuff out there, he still looked pretty strong. He guarded Evan Mobley pretty well at times out there. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. If P. Will can give us 11 points and 7 rebounds off the bench, would you be okay? I mean, why wouldn't I be okay with that? That's great production from a bench player. Modest and Noah is looking like a possible better Siakam and Scotty Barnes. Maybe we shall see. I mean, like, there's a lot of growth for Noa Essengue. The sky's the limit for Noah because he is so young, he is so raw, but he's still kind of polished in some ways, right? So we shall see. Giddy 6'8", Modest 6'10", Noah 6'11", all 22 years old and younger. I like what we're building. Man, hey, definitely, bro. We could be on to something. We got a lot that we need to prove, but we could be on to something there. What are your thoughts on Yuki? He had 5 assists. I think that's hella good for the minutes he played. Yeah, I mean, but you saw also times where he got completely killed defensively, and not for a lack of effort from him either. Like, I'm not saying that Yuki's out there not giving effort. Like, he is giving effort, but he's just so small. He's so small, bro, and he only can do so much. He is so small. It's going to be hard for him to really do more defensively. Like, he's always going to be a defensive liability out there because of just his height and his size. It's always going to happen. It's always going to happen. I love that Modest attacked Mobley. Listen, Modest is not backing down from nobody. Modest is not backing down from nobody. And I love that mentality about Modest Buzelis. I love it. And that's going to be something that's going to keep him growing as a player, keep him getting to the places that he needs to get to, right? So, Modest is another player the sky's the limit for. We can't put a cap on Modest yet. It's so many different ways that Modest can go. We haven't even, really saw, like, that we've barely begun to scratch the surface of who Modest is as a player. He still has a lot of playmaking he can still get better on. The shot making, the creating separation. These are all things that Modest is working on and he's going to try to do this season. And love to see that Modest is put in the work. He looked stronger. He looks more ready. We just got to see how the season's going to go for Modest. Bulls Nation, I'm glad we finally went in a new direction. Excited to see this season. I feel you on that, Alex. Feel you on that one. Trey Jones and Okoro on menaces on the ball, like what I've seen from Ayo Modest. P. Will did okay. Could have been better. Listen, I think some of y'all are expecting perfection. I'm not talking about P. Will as a fourth overall pick. I'm talking about him. Keep in mind, P. Will was the 11th guy to get off the bench. So judging him off that, the 11th guy to get off the bench, 10 players checked into the game before P. Will. In 16 minutes to go 3-3 and to get to the free throw line 6 times and score 11 points for a bench player, that's really solid. I don't know what else. Like, P. Will, the starter, is gone. P. Will, the 4th overall pick, is done. Like, that's not the ceiling for P. Will anymore. All we are looking for P. Will is to give some consistent production off the bench. And he gave that today. And keep in mind, I don't want P. Will on this team. I would rather Julian Phillips get those minutes. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna shoot it straight. P. Will played pretty damn good today. Pretty damn good. P. Will undersized versus Mobley did decent, giving up like 4 inches. First of all, there's a lot of people out there giving up 4 inches, but their woman is still satisfied, I guess. But it is what it is. Like P. Will is still pretty damn strong, and he played pretty good defense, man. Is Trey Jones an actually good offensive player as we've seen right now? Trey Jones has always been sound offensively. I think what we've seen in Trey Jones in his career is that he hasn't been always asked to do a lot offensively. He's been asked to do more facilitating, but when you need him to put some points up, Trey Jones can do that. He can do that. Is Trey Jones – I already read that one. There was one instance where they didn't box out, or they did, and they didn't grab the ball. But in general, this team is boxing out pretty well as a team. There was more than one instance of them not boxing out well. But I think they did a pretty solid job, as you said. But there were some missed opportunities for it. But I mean, for what it's worth in this game, walking away from this game with 41 rebounds, and you out-rebounded the Cleveland Cavaliers by almost 21 rebounds. Like, yeah, almost 20 rebounds. Yeah. You rebounded pretty damn well. You had to do a pretty good job of boxing out, right? So they were solid. They were solid. P. Will played very well. I don't get, like, I think people are expecting P. Will to reinvent the wheel, and that's just not who he is as a player. P. Will is going to be a solid player off the bench. That's right now what we're looking for him to be. That's what we're asking for him to do. By the way, nice defensive play at the end by Dalen Terry. Hope we see more of those. And P. Will did a few moves I've never seen him do before, which was interesting. Listen, if you're not motivated by you lost your spot to a rookie last year, right? Julian and Dalen were getting off the bench before you last year. In this preseason game, you were the 11th guy off the bench. You were a starter last year. So if P. Will is ever going to be motivated by anything, and I still have my doubts about the consistency there, this is the time to be motivated. This is the time to wake up. This is the time. If Kobe is ever out, I want to see a lineup of Giddey, Trey Jones, Isaac Okoro, Modest, and Vooch. That's small, man. I get what you're getting at with that one. That's just a small lineup, bro. Like, Trey at the shooting guard. The only thing I want to see from P. Will is 3-and-D. I stopped looking for P. Will to be the Paul a long time. Exactly, Cortez. And that's where I'm at as well, bro. I'm just at the place where I'm done with the expectations of a 4th overall pick for P. Will. I just want to see P. Will be a solid bench contributor to this team. If he can do that, great. It doesn't mean that he's still overpaid. He still shouldn't have been drafted 4th overall, but that doesn't mean that he can't produce in a role here. And we'll see. We'll see. Y'all have to remember something. Trey Jones made himself a key factor on the Duke team with Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, and Cam Reddish. Man, we should have drafted him instead of Marco in 2020. Well, Marco Simonovic was a 2nd-round pick, so it is what it is there. Ayo 6th man of the year. I mean, the Bulls got to win. If to win 6th man of the year, you got to typically your team has to be a winning team. So we'll see. We'll see. Jamal says, Hayes in my shadow. Why would you be shadow banned? Why would you think he's shadow banned, bro? Thoughts on modest most improved player? So Cameron, I actually talked about this after he said he wanted to win most improved player. There have only been 7 players in NBA history to win most improved player in their second year. The last 2 to do it were Gilbert Arenas and Monte Ellis were the last 2 to do it. And neither one of them averaged over 20 points per game to get it done. So there's some precedent for it to get done. I think that the Bulls would have to be an above 500 team for that to happen. And Modest would have to be consistent the whole entire year, which is not outside the realm of possibility. I'm just saying that those are probably what needs to happen for him to really be in that contention for that. Speaking of Noah's height, he's still young, so I don't think he's done growing yet, especially when he adds more muscle. Oh, well, I mean, as far as adding muscle, he's definitely not done there. He's going to fill out a little bit more. As far as getting taller, I guess we shall see. I mean, it's happened before. I mean, Paul George went from what? What was Paul George when he got drafted? Like 6'6", 6'7" to 6'9", something like that. So we've seen it happen before. So, I mean, he definitely can. But even if he doesn't grow anymore, his length is crazy. What he has an almost 8-foot standing reach, something like that. Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we shall see. We shall see what's going to happen. But all right, y'all. Got to get ready to wrap it up. It is preseason. I know usually the post-game shows are 30 minutes, but it's only preseason. We ain't got to shoot the pooch yet. I got to be back on Thursday. I got to build my voice tolerance up to talking for that long because I already feel myself losing my voice. And I still got to go do Locked On Bulls. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for everything that you mean to me, to this channel, to everything. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. If you guys are watching us over on TikTok or over on Instagram, we will be live streaming here all during the season, but we are a podcast that drops daily Chicago Bulls content. If you want the daily content, go over to YouTube, Chicago Bull Central, not Bull Central. There's a different channel called Bull Central, Chicago Bull Central. Go over there, hit that subscribe button if you want that daily content, if you love the Chicago Bulls. My name is Hayes. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail for the mailbag, the number, by the way, the YouTube, the TikTok and Instagram watchers, we do a mailbag episode every Saturday and Sunday. You guys can leave a voicemail or a text message. The number to do that, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red. And we get to start off the preseason with the winning outro. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.